Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Ellen and today we are working in my junk journal again. I've got a process video to share with you. I'm showing you here I got a little Hey Little Magpie haul. I absolutely adore this shop. The delivery is always super speedy as well, and they have some really gorgeous scrapbooking things. I used to use it for when I did scrapbooking, but I still use it quite often now, particularly for sticker books and things, because I do love to add them to my journals, as well as pattern papers and all that good stuff. So I've got a few new items. I've got lots of sticker books from Simple Stories. They are probably my favourite sticker books because the price is really reasonable, which absolutely helps. But you get so much variety in them, and every sticker book that they make is really different. So I'm sort of collecting them all. I've got a few travel themed things here because we've got a holiday coming up, so I knew I wanted to document that. And I've got a few pieces from the Heart and Home collection of Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Again, absolutely love them. And I haven't brought anything Cocoa Vanilla in a while, so I got their beautiful paper and an ephemera pack. And I got some Pink Fresh journaling ephemera, it was called. So you get sort of little envelopes and things in there. Some really lovely stuff. I don't use it all in this video, but I try and use a nice big chunk out of it. I like to get stuck in. So when I buy something new, rather than have it sit on my shelf for ages, I like to immediately use it. Because once you've opened the sticker book and used a couple of pieces from it, it's easier to then actually use it. I think we can all be a bit guilty of not wanting to use the pretty things sometimes because they're too pretty, and once you use them they're gone, but they're in your journal forever, so use them. Don't just let them sit there even if they're really pretty. Today I'm talking about Easter. It's a bit of a sore spot for us because my new thing since we moved into the bigger house was that I wanted to do an Easter party for all of the children in my family. I think it worked out with family and friends. I think there was about 14 children that were supposed to come to this party. Unfortunately, this year, the day before the party, I had to call it off because Theo was really poorly. Theo is under investigation for asthma at the moment. We're not sure if he has it or not. He's not a typical asthmatic, but when he does get the cough, it seems like he is. So yeah, we're under paediatrics for that at the minute. We don't know what's going on, bless him. Majority of the time he's absolutely fine. So we'll figure that out. But this day he was really struggling and really poorly. And I thought, first of all, I didn't know that it definitely was asthma, and there was a lot of young babies coming. So I was thinking, you know, if it was something more viral or something that other children could catch, I'd feel terrible if we'd infected all the other kids that were coming. So yeah, I had to call it off. We were absolutely gutted, but Theo's health obviously comes first, and again, like I said, I think it's responsible to do that. If your children are unwell and you're supposed to be meeting up with some really young babies, I'm talking newborn babies, the best thing to do is probably not do it. And as it turned out, when I had let everybody know that I was calling it off, a lot of people couldn't make it anyway because their kids were also ill. So yeah, just one of those things that happens. Next year will be bigger and better, hopefully, and Theo will, touch wood, be well enough for me to do it, because I do love hosting parties, particularly when it's all the children, because I love a house full of kids. We will never have a house full of children. You know, people obviously have multiple children, and we're not sure what's going to happen with us, but I do know that we will never have 14 children, so it's nice to have them all here and have a really busy house, and then they all go home to their parents, so it's absolutely ideal. On the left hand page that I'm working in today, you can see a little Easter goodie bag, and that was the bags that I had made. I made them individually for each child. I printed their name on them. I really went into effort for this. There's some of the children have allergies, so I made them specific to what they liked and could have. So yeah, I really put some effort into it. So when we knew we couldn't do the party, we actually went round and delivered them all. So all the children had their goodie bags anyway. But yeah, I was a bit gutted that they didn't get to come and have a game with us. We had some games to play. And also I'd done so much baking as well for this, because I like to make handmade treats for all the children. And again, had to account for allergies, so it took quite a while. So we were just left with loads of goodies to eat. So I've got that envelope. That's from an Easter card that Theo got. And it's beautiful. It's bright yellow, so it matched the bag that I was working on. But I wanted to add a bit more to it. And I love what I did. I added a floral pattern paper to the flap of the envelope, and it just really pops against that yellow. I've then gone through the various sticker books of the new items that I had today and stuck them onto the page onto the envelope, just to make it a bit more interesting. The envelope was a bit too big. I had to trim it down, so I've then sewn around the edges to sort of reseal the envelope, if that makes sense. And I love the texture of sewing in my journal anyway. I can't always be bothered to get the sewing machine out, but it is worth it. It looks really lovely. And then I did my journaling on the inside of the flap of the envelope. So I covered up the sticky bit with some washi tape, and then I have to draw out lines if I'm journaling on something without lines, because otherwise it's an absolute mess. And yeah, added all of my journaling on the inside of there. And that looks really cute. I had a bit more journaling to do, so I also journaled on that blue journal card that you can see there. I feel like I've said journal a million times. And I added a little sticker to that card and the date. And yes, some pictures go inside the envelope that I created, and they also have some sort of captions on each picture as well. And I'm just talking about how sad I was that we couldn't do the Easter party this year. So then we move on to the next few pages. I love how these two pages look together. Originally I was going to make the bunny into a pocket as well, but actually it's really nice to have it just stuck on the page. Sometimes I can think too much about the decoration that I'm doing, and is it enough? And actually I think it is with that bunny bag. I think it's really cute. So I just left it as it was. Moving on, I'm going to discuss actual Easter, so the day Easter. Easter Sunday is what I'm trying to say. And I've got some pictures from what we did, and that card that the envelope came in from Theo's nanny, which I'm going to document because that was really cute. I'm faffing about a bit because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do here. I probably could have cut some of this out. But I'm still currently deciding what I want to do. So I've got the card. I'm going to stick the card onto the right hand page, and the left hand page I wanted to cover with something pretty. And so I took one of the yellow papers from the Cocoa Vanilla paper pad, trimmed it down to size, and I'm going to decorate that just to again make it more pretty. I've got part of a doily here that I'm going to use up, which is a nice feeling again. I do enjoy using up scraps that I've got. It feels very satisfying to me. I hope I'm not the only one. That must happen to other people as well. And to stick my doily down, I'm actually going to add some stitching later. So I added a tiny bit of glue stick into the middle, and then the little sort of frilly bits, I just add really small dots of tacky glue, and it holds it down without it sort of warping too much. I've then got this photo of Theo's goodies this year. Now this looks quite extravagant for Theo's Easter presents. I'm usually actually quite restrained with buying Theo's gifts. I usually can rein it in a bit because he's the only grandchild for pretty much all of his grandchildren, all of his grandparents, and therefore he gets absolutely spoiled constantly, not just on a holiday, any day. So I try not to go too crazy. However, he did get a tablet this year. The main reason being that we were flying in a couple of months after Easter. So I wanted him to have a tablet for the flight because he's never used one before. I was actually quite proud that he didn't have one until he was 3.5. but I didn't want to just give him the tablet. So I wanted it to be a gift because it was expensive. And, you know, I'm trying to teach him the cost of things. You know, I'm trying to teach him how to be a good human, and that things cost money and you can't have just what you want all the time. Unfortunately, the nannies just give him what he wants all the time. So it doesn't always work out well. But yeah, for Easter, he did get a tablet, which is far too extravagant, but I wanted it to be a gift rather than just have a really expensive tablet, because, you know, you deserve it, which he absolutely does. But I'm rambling again. I hope I'm making sense. I'm trying to say, normally he wouldn't get such extravagant gifts for Easter. Normally it's a couple of chocolate eggs, maybe a book, but this year he's got a massive pile because everybody went a bit crazy, including me and Brett. So yeah, I'm just justifying the mound of Easter presents on that table. And that wasn't even everything that he got. Some of his things stayed at his nanny's houses. Anyway, I stuck that onto some tracing paper, and then onto that yellow paper I added a title that says Happy Easter. I've added some beautiful clear stickers to decorate it, and then I've sewn around the entire border of that page. This holds everything in place and looks really pretty. I love the texture. I also sew through any letters, so if I'm using any sort of thickers or any letters really, I will sew through them just to keep them secure. I've had problems with them falling off in the past, and yeah, really bugs me. On the inside of the birthday card, Easter card, sorry, I've got another picture of Theo's Easter present, and I stuck it into one of the frames from the Heart and Home Cocoa Vanilla Studio ephemera pack, and I just added a tiny bit of journaling along the side of that, and yeah, that just looks really cute. I'm just finishing everything off here, adding any final touches that I felt were necessary, and I'm finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for waffling a lot. I'm trying to talk a bit more in my videos as well, because I used to just sort of turn it off and let the music play and then just pop back in, whereas I'm trying to have a bit more of a chat. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.